It went from like Linwood to like 3 in like Palmdale, 2 in Lancaster, and what else? West Covina and all those other like places, but yeah. To try and make the kid have a happiness, you know, you just lost your parents. Like being in the foster system, you have to go from home to home, not knowing who you're gonna be with. You don't just stay in one city. It's hard to make friends. I think the system is screwed up. Some of the foster parents love the kids they bring into their homes, but some just don't, and they just care about the check that comes in the mail.
Treasure what you have now because you don't know what's going to happen when it's all gone.
In 6th grade, I walked out to the restroom and I came back and my teacher saw some red dry blood on my forehead, and she asked me where did I get that, but knowing me as a little kid, I didn't think like she would tell anyone. 2 police officers arrived to our school. One of them told me to call my dad on speakerphone and tell him that I'm running late and I'll be home in an hour. And then as I'm on speakerphone with my father, he starts yelling at me, and the cop was kind of startled from the fact that he was like yelling at me for no reason. And then from there, I was at the school till like 8 p.m. at night and in the principal's office with 2 cops, and my mother arrives, and from there my mom, I'm pretty sure she shared some stories with our principal, and then we were able to go home. Our dad had a restraining order for just 7 days.
Our brother had told us, like, you guys messed up. Mommy's not going to be able to take care of you. You guys are going to end up in foster care. And he had warned us. We lived in Beverly Hills on Sierra Drive.
It was big. It was fun. There was a pool, big living room, and it was just, we all shared one room together. We come from an area that a lot of people want to live in, but yet we were put in the system. It sucks seeing like the kids that we did know in Beverly Hills grow up and have like everything. But I guess we weren't the typical Beverly Hills kids, you know? Our babysitter told our mom that that she witnessed her dad pulling her hair out. He just pushed me down on the floor and broke my arm. Because it was like a photo on the floor and he told me to pick it up, and like he was right in front of the photo. And he was like, come pick this up, and he just pushed me down, and then I broke my arm. And then, yeah, that's all I remember. And he told the doctors that she just slipped and fell. Yeah. I was sexually assaulted when I was 11 years old in Beverly Hills, and the guy confessed and went away to prison for 5 to 6 years. And my dad blamed it on me. Like, whenever he got mad, he just blamed it on me. He didn't really care that that happened to me, so it kind of sucked, but like I just see past it all. In our childhood, he would make us do his job, and we wouldn't like go to school, so he would call our school and tell them that like we're all sick. Mostly every day we would like put up posters for him all around like Los Angeles, like run up and down the street, because we hated it. Like, we thought it was torture. And then there were times like when he would just leave like the stacks of posters in his car, and whenever he would tell us to go down to his car to grab something, we would take one of the packages and just throw them away, so it's like one less. He wanted us to try and talk to like college coaches for him. Because we're little quadruplets running around, so it kind of like catches people's attention, you know? So he used us in order to get like... to produce his business. Yeah.
And he would wake us up at like 6, and we'd go to Starbucks with him and like sit in the car, and we'd have to like go and wait for him, and then go sit on the field for like hours on end just watching him coach people.
Yeah, so the janitor at the Beverly Hills High School ended up giving us snacks because she felt so bad.
Yeah.
I think my happiest moment was when our dad would go to Vegas for his football, and one time he had left us all at home with our nanny, and then our nanny had come into our room and was like, "Your dad's gone, get up, like let's go eat," and like she would feed us, and she just gave us a good time.
Yeah, until our dad came home from that night. He got really mad because one of the mirrors were broken, and the $20 he hung up $20 saying like, if the house stays clean, one of you girls get it. And then all I was thinking was like, I could buy a McFlurry machine. He ended up taking that $20 back, and like from there he just was really angry and he like hit all of us, the usual.
Our teacher knew we weren't fed, our math teacher, and he would feed us oatmeal every morning.
We would go to the grocery store. The people that worked there would like let us take some free food because they knew like he wouldn't feed us or anything.
There was one time when we were rolling the cart from Pavilions to our apartment, and we bought cookie dough, and then we see him driving down. And we're just stuffing our faces with cookie dough, and he like flipped out. He flipped out. He got out of his car so fast.
We tossed it so quick.
Yeah, we tossed it really quickly, but still, like he saw us chewing on something, and then he got mad. But usually all that food was never for us. It was always for him and our brothers and our mom.
He didn't care. It was all about our brothers. He didn't care about us. And he hated us being around like people that actually cared about us. Because there's a lot of people in Beverly Hills that cared about us. Yeah.
The weekends he would drop us off at the mall all day with just $2.50. We told our mom once, and then she knew like the days our dad would send us to the mall. She threw like $100 for us so we could go eat, because $2.50 in Beverly Hills wouldn't get us anything.
Our mom always goes on and off like, I don't want to live with him. Or she goes back to him, because in reality he's the only one that could take care of her, because she takes so many medications and she has so many like disorders. It was the day before Christmas Eve. I remember coming home from a friend's house, and our mom had come out of her room from sleeping, and I asked her where she was going, and she was like, oh, just to go get you guys more presents. And I knew she was lying because I could see it in her eyes, and I was like, you promise you'll come back? And she said yes, and the last thing she said was, I love you.
From that night on, we were waiting until she would come back home, and then from there we hear a knock on the door, and it's a cop. So we all ran into a closet thinking we could hide away from the cops. And then from there, we went to the dispatch center, and then we got picked up by Children's Services. Eventually we got separated from each other, but we went to another house. When
we went throughout different homes, he would find out like what foster homes we were at, and he would call them and basically like threaten them so they would give up on us. So when we'd go to a really good home, he would call them or send them letters saying all these bad things about us just for them to kick us out, because he didn't want us. He wanted us to basically like live horribly.
I felt as if that's how my whole life was going to be like, just moving home to home, not knowing what's going to happen next, waking up realizing whether I'm going to leave or not.
A lot of people made fun of my sisters and I because we didn't have parents, and it was, I mean, it's kind of like weird to say you're not living with your real parents, because then people ask more and more questions, and it kind of gets sad and I think embarrassing, because like, we don't have parents that love us.
I mean, if I went through the system alone, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like, I would have nothing at all. Like, my sisters were the 3 biggest supporters.
Going through heart surgery for the second time was definitely harder because of the fact that I was in a group home setting. Even though my sisters visited me, I knew at the end of the day I wasn't going home with them.
I was living in Gardena, and I was sleeping on a broken bed, and I got ringworms around my face, and I got made fun of in school. I always wish I could have parents to go home to, brothers to go home to. I mean, when I get married, like, I'm gonna have no parents there, so it kind of sucks. And I just wish I could like feel that kind of like family oriented, you know, like doing family things. Like being in the system, you don't get to experience that kind of stuff, like, because they're not your biological parents, you know. But I wish my dad and mom weren't the people that they were, you know.
The previous homes we lived with were not as great as Nadine's.
I think it was like a miracle to like be able to be put in her home, because there's not homes like Nadine's in the foster care system. You know, some people just do it for the money. She wants us to be successful. She doesn't want us to turn out like our mom or dad.
Even though I didn't like living at the group home, I met Miss Asia, Miss Kajana. They have taught me like I can be someone in life, and they've kept me strong throughout the years, and I'm so thankful to develop a bond with them.
My best friend Taylor, she's helped me through a lot when I've told her like about my parents and how like my dad stole my like Social Security.
I never found like happiness until I was in high school and I met my high school coach. And she would take care of me, Tiffany, and Paris like we were her own children. It's just one thing that helped me overcome many obstacles.
It was good to know that we graduated out of high school, being a foster kid also.
Well, because everyone would always tell us like we're gonna be nothing.
Our dad like would tell us in the past, like I remember he told me on the phone one time, like, you guys are gonna go nowhere in life, like you guys are not gonna graduate, you guys won't be anything, like no one's gonna know who you guys are.
I just get scared that I won't have the financial help to be able to graduate college and be able to go off to a 4-year.
If we weren't in the foster care system, we probably wouldn't be in high school, we wouldn't be in college, we wouldn't be playing sports, we'd just be living under our dad the whole time. So I'm glad that I was put in the foster care system.
Just because you go through the system doesn't mean that you can't go to college or graduate school.
We're going to be successful. We're not going to treat people the way he treated other people and us.
I'm actually thankful I got put in the system, because I don't think I would be where I'm at right now if I was still with my parents.